Chitra Vetikara, chairman of the session, and other members of the table and distinguished audience. My presentation is on modeling the relation between spatial characteristics of urban land use and household travel plan. I have my research colleague, Dr. Shamira, me. So he will be doing a joint presentation with me later on. These are some of the quotations from eminent researchers on household travel and transportation design and transportation planning. As you all know, socio-economic structure of the household will impact on transportation patterns. Especially when planning for transportation, this has to be considered, and the land use also can be changeable with the socio-economic conditions. So travel patterns may depend upon the city's spatial mix, geographical, environmental, social and economic circumstances. So the relationship between urban land use and transportation and energy efficiency has become a matter of considerable concern among planners, policymakers who are consumed with issues of sustainable urban development. So our requirement is to find the spatial characteristics of land use, also socio-economic factors, how it affects travel pattern. And the current status we have to find, the current status of research is that they have created land use and transport models to forecast the travel demands and trip generation by applying factors individually. However, there is a gap, especially in Sri Lankan context, that there is no research being done to find the relationship between special characteristics, land uses, household socio-economic factors in urban areas through an integrated approach. As Professor Chitra said, my background is architecture and design, but in our university the current approach is cross-border research, so that we research in transportation, transport planning and policy designs. That is how we got a research grant from the University of Moratuwa to do this research as a multi-disciplinary approach, and our research objective is to identify factors of urban land use that affect the travel pattern of micro level, and to develop a model or models to measure the impact of land use, household socio-economic characteristics on people's travel pattern. Then our research questions were, is there any relationship between land use characteristics and travel choices? Private transport, public transport, maybe train, bus, or anything like that. If yes, which indicators are the most significant and reliable? To what extent land use variables directly affect travel? So next question is, how the land use transport modeling approach can be improved to identify interaction between land use and travel pattern. So research methodology has been to identification of transport related issues in urban areas at present, then formulate research objectives and questions, then literature review. I don't read all this long list. Land use indicators, we identify the patterns from the previous literature review, and we have tested these factors in a case study in Colombo DS divisions. So data collection was done by Christian Savia and secondary data was collected, and dependent variables were identified, and identification of suitable methods for modeling using statistical software and regression models. So this further literature review have disclosed that. So there is a relationship, transport system, accessibility, land use and activities. Then this is further development. Now land use affect travel pattern, then what location, diversity, density of population, city size, socio-economic characteristics of the household. Then trip length or distance, whether you are traveling from say Malabar and Quality or especially city areas or whatever destination. And through the literature survey, we have identified what are the factors that will mostly affect. And we have tested this in, identified the factors, and the factors are tested in the manner that I mentioned below. So these are the selected density, diversity, street and roadway designs as effective factors for individual travel patterns. This is how we have selected the geographical areas in Colombo. So this is case study area Colombo based on DSD divisions. This is secretary's division of Colombo. So the criteria for selection of Colombo DSD division as case study area. You can see the large map, and we have covered all Colombo DSD divisions, which is shown in different colors. We can predict if suppose if there's a new housing project or office complex in a certain location, because we have nodes with GIS positions, so we can predict if there are 500 houses or apartments coming, what is the traffic impact and how it affects the say origin or destination and traffic load on a particular road. And if that road has to be wide, how many lanes, what length, and so on.
So this is our study area, and we map out all the roads and all the land uses and all the other important planning, basically including the transportation and land use points. So in order to collect the social data, that social related, house related travel patterns. So out of the 35 GA divisions in Colombo DS divisions, we surveyed around 1055 households to understand the travel pattern of the particular household. And for the data analysis, we use the bivariate analysis and the multi-irrigation model and entropy index, local integration, job house balance, and house retail balance. So, as you can see the one, okay, from as Professor Shila mentions, out of the thorough literature review, we selected the as dependent variable density, diversity, and street and roadway design. If I briefly explain what is the density, density is mean number of houses and retail shops and the shopping places and many other things, density, okay. And the diversity means how close each land uses by, okay. So from house, so it is very close proximity to, you can go and do the shopping, you can do the recreational activities, that is called the diversity. And from the street and roadway design, we expect how the roads have been designed, appropriate pedestrian crossings, appropriate pedestrian pavements, okay, landscaping activities, separate parking lanes, separate parking slots, okay. Likewise from the street and roadway design. And for the household characteristics, we check on household size, household income, vehicle ownership, and the gender. For the density, we further evaluated through the population density, employment density, and residential density, and the building density. For the diversity, land use mix, job housing balance, house retail balance, and job retail balance. And for the street and roadway design, so we check on how street integration, how the intersection density and the proportions, road density, and dead end density, bus route density. These are the things that we use as dependent variables, independent variables. And for the dependent variables, we check the travel pattern indicator. What is our sole objective? Okay, so under the travel pattern indicators, we check on tip generation and attraction, trip distance, travel mode choice, trip frequency, and trip purpose. So this is the first stage analysis. After doing lot of GIS evaluations, we created the population density. So these are the values we input. I hope that you can't see it clearly. And the employee density map for the Colombo DS divisions according to the secondary data. And further, this is the residential density map, Colombo DS division area. This is the building density map. And in order to check the diversity, we mainly use the entropy value. So this is the land use entropy map, and this is the land use mix map, and the job housing balance. How the job housing balance? Hope you know the terminology, job housing balance. So we get the source Berkeley CA 2007, and in order to measure the housing retail mix, we use this equation. So in order to find the retail job mix, okay, using this formula, so we develop the map like job retail balance map. And further to the design, so in order to evaluate the local integration with the space syntax by using the GPS, you can see the values for the nodes and the links, and with the observation studies street density map and intersection density map and proportion of four-way in intersection maps and the dead end density map and bus route density map and the local integrations and the street density map. Okay, so after collecting those data through different means like surveys and the GIS analysis, okay, with the secondary data, so then we step up to the bivariative correlation analysis used to analyze all these 17 variables, and finally we adopted the multiple regression analysis. So when we cross check with the travel purpose and the all other independent variables, you can see high Pearson correlation can be seen with the population density with the travel purpose. And for the work-based travels, there is a high Pearson correlation with the population density. For the education, the residential density is the most matter. And the recreational, so the Pearson one, and this is the other one is household size. For the social travel purpose, it is highly correlated with the residential density and the building density and the retail housing balance and the integrations and the vehicle ownership. Likewise, for each of dependent variable, we correlated the things. As for the travel purpose, then we develop by using the regression analysis, we develop equations. So those equations were well tested. For the travel purpose, the commercial, this is the model. So it is the the constant value is 32.07 plus 1.0705 land use mix minus 3.836 bus route plus 0.83 dead end, 0.50 integration. Likewise, so we develop each travel purpose separate equations. And so with the R squared value, so we can say, so we can use the work-based and the educational ones with the high accuracy with compared to the R squared values, but we need to further evaluate to further research to find out the most suitable equation for the commercial and the recreational and the social. With the trip length, the commercial trip length, so high correlated value with the land use mix and the retail housing balance, job retail balance. Okay, likewise, so then the dead end density. For the education, only household income and the vehicle ownership showed a high correlation. And for the recreation, only one land use mix. All other factors are not properly correlated with the trip length. And for the social trip length, the employment density and the building density and the land use mix. So for the work-based, land use mix and the job housing balance. So and the work-based for the household income and the vehicle ownership. So after the regression analysis, then we develop the trip length for the equation for the trip length with the high correlated education trip length and the commercial trip length. And further, so a lot of statistics with the travel frequency. These are the independent variables. These are the correlation for the social correlations, for the commercial correlation, for the education correlation, and for the recreational correlation and the social work-based. Finally, we came up with the equation for the one. So, and remarkably, the work-based trips we can go with this one because the R squared value is in a high amount. And the next one is travel mode choice. Okay, so three-wheelers. The three-wheelers use of three-wheelers is highly correlated with the land use mix. Okay, and the retail housing balance, and the integration and the vehicle ownership. Those who are going by use as a transport mode. So with the correlated with the population density, residential density, land use mix and the job housing balance. Like bus, different mode, car, motorbicycles, train, other, and the walk. We could come up with the equations to find out. As you can see, so very easily bus mode choice and the walk and the car. So we can make sure that high R squared values and that equation can be reliable. And the trip generation and attraction, for same thing we are continuing the trip attraction. These are the correlated values. For each trip type, and finally we could come up with these equations. For the administrative and the commercial one can be more reliable. Others we need to do further analysis. So this is for the trip attraction generation. Okay, so these are the correlation. For the trip generation, even we can believe on the equation because the R squared value is 0.787. So then, as the conclusion, we can say household travel pattern is significantly dependent on the factors of the land use and social economic conditions with all these values, with all these correlations. And then travel pattern highly correlated with spatial characteristic of land use factors such as land use mix, population density and the built up density, road integration, bus route density, house retail mix, job housing balance. So further in the Sri Lankan context, not like other countries, so we know the importance of integration of transportation and land use, but most of our scholars and the decision makers and the people in those planning authorities have they might know, but they have neglected in the practices sometimes because of the complex interactions, so which cannot be easily characterized. So far other countries use so many models. All the major cities are using the models, and a team headed by the Professor Lalit De Silva in these days, we are working on developing on the first ever GIS based transport land use model for the Sri Lanka. So we have finished up the macro level part, and now we are continuing, we are still doing the researches on the micro level part. So these type of a model can apply to similar developed areas and can assess the general pattern within the particular countries. This type of a model will help decision makers to take the correct decisions in the transportation means and do the necessary things in advance. Okay, thank you very much.